Can you spot the difference between confidence and narcissism? Guess what? 93% of people miss these 3 warning signs. That charming person who swept you off your feet, the one who makes you feel special one minute and crazy the next. I am about to show you what's really happening. Hey, it's Tiffany with TWithTiffany. After working with hundreds of clients who've been devastated by narcissistic relationships, I've identified the exact patterns that separate true confidence from something much more dangerous. Here's what we're going to cover today. These 3 points. Number 1, the 3 unmistakable warning signs that reveals a narcissist before they reveal themselves. Number 2, the exact phrases to use when you spot some of these red flags. And number 3, how to protect yourself without becoming cynical about all relationships. But first, let me tell you something crucial. That voice telling you maybe they're just having a bad day, or I'm being too sensitive. When someone constantly is hurting you, that voice isn't yours. It's their manipulation taking root in your mind. Warning sign number 1, how they handle your success. The first unmistakable sign is how they respond when something good happens to you. A confident person will celebrate your wins because they're secure in their own worth. A narcissistic person gets visibly uncomfortable when the spotlight isn't on them. I've had a client, let's call her Maya, whose husband would pick a fight every single time she received any good news. When she got promoted, he suddenly remembered that they needed to discuss their budget issues. When her mom praised her parenting, he immediately pointed out something that the kids had done wrong. Guess what? This isn't a coincidence. This is a pattern. Here is the test. I want you to share some good news and watch their immediate reaction before they have time to mask it. I want you to pay attention to, do they smile with their whole face, ask interested questions, or seem genuinely happy for you? Or do they change the subject quickly, point out a problem or a mistake, tell you a story about their bigger success, or say something like, you got lucky, or anyone can do that? That first unfiltered response, the micro expression before they compose themselves, it tells you everything. When someone can't celebrate your success, guess what? It's not because they're having a bad day. It's because in their mind, your win feels like their loss. That's not confidence, that's narcissism. Warning sign number 2. What happens when you say no? This is the clearest tell I have seen in my practice. A confident person might be disappointed when you say no, but they respect your answer. They understand that your boundaries aren't personal attacks. A narcissist takes your no as a direct challenge to their authority. I had a client whose partner would give him the silent treatment for days if he declined sex. Another client's mother would threaten to cancel family holidays if she couldn't come over whenever she wanted. These aren't just difficult people. These are specific control patterns that we have to pay attention to. So here's the exact test. Say no to small requests. A confident person will accept it and move on. A narcissist will make you pay for it, sometimes obviously, and sometimes in ways that are so subtle, you're questioning if it's actually happening at all. When they hear your answer no, do they accept it without making you feel guilty? Or find another solution to their problem? Or even respect the decision even if it's disappointing? Or do they keep pushing until you give in? Make you feel guilty with phrases like, after all I've done for you? Punish you with silent treatment or passive-aggressive comments? Or bring up your no weeks later as evidence of your disloyalty? I had a client who told her boyfriend she couldn't go to his company party because her daughter was sick. He seemed to understand on the phone, but then he accidentally untagged her from all of their social media photos that weekend. When she asked about it, you know what he said? He said she was being paranoid. That's not a coincidence. That's punishment for your boundary. Warning sign number 3, the way they talk about their past. This sign requires you to really listen. A confident person owns their mistakes. They can say, I messed up, or I've learned from that failure without their entire identity crumbling. A narcissist is always either hero or victim, never the villain. In 10 plus years of practice, I've never once heard a narcissistic client take genuine responsibility for their relationship ending. Not once. They'll say things like, my ex is crazy about all their exes. My boss had it out for me at every job they left. They're just jealous of me about any conflict. I was the only one who knew what to do in any group situation. I've had a client who came to therapy because everyone in my life is toxic. His parents never understood him. His ex-wife was psychotic. His boss was out to get him. His friends were users. And after 6 months of therapy, the pattern was clear. The common denominator was him. He just didn't know it. Here's the exact question to ask. Tell me about a time when you really messed up in a relationship and what you learned from it. A confident person will share a genuine mistake and what they learned. A narcissist will either, number one, claim they can't think of anything significant. Number two, share a humble brag disguised as a mistake. I care too much. Number three, tell a story where they made a small error, but the other person overreacted. This question works like magic, y'all, because healthy people can reflect on their mistakes. A narcissist cannot. Here's the exact phrases to use when you spot these warning signs. When you notice these red flags, you need specific language that protects you without escalating the situation. Here are exact phrases I teach my clients. When they can't celebrate your success, instead of calling them out directly, which often leads to denial, say, I've noticed you seem uncomfortable when good things happen to me. Is there something about my sharing successes with you that bothers you? This approach brings two things into play. It names the pattern without accusation, and it puts the responsibility on them to explain their behavior. Number three, when they try to make you feel guilty for having boundaries, say, I understand you're disappointed, but my decision isn't about hurting you. It's about what I need right now. If they escalate with guilt trips, use this. I need you to respect my decision, even if you don't agree with it. Can you do that? This language is direct, but not aggressive. It maintains your boundary while giving them a chance to correct the course. When you notice the victim-hero pattern, this is what you need to do. When they're telling a story where everyone else is wrong, use this. That sounds frustrating. What part of the situation do you think you might have contributed to? This gently tests their ability to see their role in conflicts without directly challenging their narrative. How to protect yourself without becoming cynical. Now, I don't want you to walk away from this video thinking everyone confident is secretly toxic. That's not true. And that mindset will keep you from healthy relationships. Instead, I want you to, number one, trust your body's signals. Your body often recognizes danger before your conscious mind does. So I want you to pay attention to tension in your shoulders or your stomach around certain people, exhaustion before spending time with them, and the relief you feel when they cancel plans. I had a client who developed a mysterious stomach issue that disappeared completely after a week. She ended her relationship with a narcissistic partner. Guess what? Her body knew before she did. Document reality. Narcissists excel at making you question your own perception. Combat this by keeping a simple journal of incidents and your feelings, saving texts or emails that seem manipulative, noting patterns in their behavior. I recommend using a notes app with a timestamp feature. So you can make quick note entries like this. April 22nd. Said I was too sensitive when I asked him to not comment on my weight. Felt confused. Hey, this isn't about building a case against them. It's about anchoring yourself in reality when they try to distort it. Number three, use the 3 strikes rule. Give people room to have bad days, but watch their patterns, right? If you notice the same red flags 3 times, it's time for you to take it more seriously. One client called this her baseball rule. 1 strike, is a bad day. 2 strikes is concerning. Guess what? 3 strikes means you're out. I like that. A real life example here is the coffee shop test. Let me give you some practical examples of how these 3 warning signs might show up in everyday life. Imagine you're at a coffee shop with someone new in your life. You order a drink exactly how you like it. Maybe it's a little complicated, right? Maybe it's simple, but it's your preference. A confident person might show interest in your choice, order their own drink without comment, not make your preference about them at all. A narcissist might make a subtle dig about your order being high maintenance, tell you why their order is better, healthier, or more sophisticated, make a show of remembering your order to demonstrate their thoughtfulness. Then imagine your name gets called, but then they got your order wrong. A confident person will support you whatever you decide to do, either accept it or ask for it to be remade, or they might not make the situation about them. A narcissist will use this as evidence of something negative about you. If you don't speak up, you never stand up for yourself. Or make this situation about how it affects them. Now we're going to be late. This interaction reveals all 3 warning signs. Number 1, how they handle your choices, a form of success. Number 2, how they responded to your boundaries if you exerted one. And number 3, how they narrated what happened afterwards. I want to talk about the love bombing trap and why we miss these signs. Now, here's why 93% of people miss these warning signs. Narcissists don't start relationships being awful. They start them by being perfect. During the love bombing phase, narcissists will text constantly with affirmations, remember tiny details about your preferences, mirror your interests and values perfectly, make you feel deeply understood, move the relationship forward quickly. I had a client whose new boyfriend planned elaborate dates, wrote her poetry, and talked about marriage within weeks. When she expressed concerns about this pace, you know what he said? When you know, you know. 6 months later, once she was emotionally invested, the criticism started. The constant texting became accusations of cheating. That perfect understanding became, no one could ever really understand me. The shift is so gradual, y'all. By the time you realize something's wrong, you've already been down in your own perception. I get so many questions about this topic, so let me answer the most common ones. Can a narcissist change? Well, in my professional experience, significant change is rare without intensive, long-term therapy that the person genuinely wants. The key word here is wants. Most narcissists don't believe they need to change. Another question, is it my fault for not seeing the warning signs earlier? Absolutely not. These patterns are designed to be hard to spot until you're already invested. The most empathetic, intelligent person can be drawn to a narcissist because narcissists are experts at appearing exactly how you want them to be at first. Am I a narcissist if I sometimes get jealous or need reassurance? Well, my answer to that is no. Having normal human emotions doesn't make you a narcissist. The difference is in the patterns. The inability to take responsibility and the deliberate manipulation of others kind of confirms that you are. If you're realizing that you've been involved with a narcissist, please know that this isn't your fault. These patterns are designed to be hard to spot until you are already invested. I've walked alongside hundreds of clients as they recognized these patterns and rebuilt their lives. It's hard work, but it's possible. The first step is always recognition. Remember, real confidence feels warm and safe. Narcissism feels exciting at first, then confusing, and then finally painful. If you spotted these signs in someone you know, I want you to drop a comment below. Your insight might help someone else recognize a pattern in their own life. And if you want more straight talk about mental health without clinical jargon, I want you to subscribe to my channel, TWithTiffany. I will share what I've learned from both sides of the therapy room. As someone who's been there myself, or as a therapist who has guided others through it. That voice telling you something feels a little off about someone, it's not being judgmental or mean. It's trying to protect you. So I want you to listen to it. Now try that and follow me for more.